Hello and welcome to CastleOn, and this is the demo. If you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description. I'd highly recommend, if you like what you see, to add it to your Steam wishlist. And I gotta say, I actually was extremely surprised at this game. I thought it looks very simple. Actually, no, it is not. It is much, much deeper than you think, and we are going to be playing the skirmish map. I've gone through every single other mission so far. These are basically just tutorials, and this is where they let you run wild and try to win the game against 6 other individuals, and they are all lords. And yes, basically our win conditions are to survive until turn 30. Our lose conditions are keep being destroyed. Now this is the map. Now, the map is very, very interesting in my opinion. I actually really love what the developer has done with the map creation. It makes me feel like I'm playing Settlers of Catan, but in a real-time, well, it's not really real-time, but turn-based strategy format with, well, basically single player, right, with myself. So, very, very cool. I am actually loving this, because basically what we can do is you can choose between 3 different castles. As you might expect, we're creating castles in this game, and each individual castle has a different kind of trait. So for example, you have the Tower Keep here, which provides you with influence per turn with the 3 closest lesser lords. You get siege power as well, and then it also has the ability to attack 3 targets per turn, dealing 4 crossbow damage at 12 range. This is a very, very good offensive siege option. If you want to do that. For me personally, I don't really like that much, and I don't really like the Shell Keep that much, which has a minus 40% stone cost for all buildings, walls, and towers. This is very, very good if you think you're going to be attacked really early. For me personally, I don't think I'm going to be attacked maybe that early, so might have the opportunity to do some really cool things with, you know, expansion and creating a lot of buildings and a lot of units, and well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, we also have the whole keep here, which in my opinion, I really like this. This provides you with plus 10 housing, plus 15 happiness per turn, and plus 30% idle peasant growth. This means that you can literally create some crazy cool expansions very, very early on, and I personally like it. So this is your sight range. This is very important. Sight range is important because it basically dictates where you can create your initial buildings. You can use units later on, once you've created some units, to further expand your vision range. That's also a very interesting topic, because basically how it works is kind of like a supply line. So you have, let's just say that you have, I don't know, archers 1, 2, and 3, right? And you place an archer a little bit further out from where your vision range is. So for example, let's say that we place this, where do I want to place this actually? Probably want to place it next to the wheat, so probably going to go round about here. Yeah, I think this is okay. So basically, if we had some archers, to increase our vision range, what we would do is we'd place an archer round about here, then we place another archer around about here, and then another archer around about there. And then we'd be able to see all over in this direction here. And that's going to provide us with greater intelligence. We'd basically be able to see whether enemies are coming to attack us or not, and it would be very, very nice. So, apart from that, you have a wide variety of different menus here, and each individual menu obviously has a different topic. So, for example, this is all about harvesting, all about creating, crafting, stuff like that. This is all about food. You can see that there. This is all about creating housing and harvesting knowledge. Knowledge is very, very important. Honor is also extremely important. We're probably going to be creating a couple of those. And yeah, what we want to do first. I haven't actually worked out what the best thing is to do first. For me personally, though, I think we're probably going to be getting some wood. So let's build some woodcutters, and bear in mind that it is adjacent. So anything adjacent is going to be very, very good. So for example, let's say that I built this over here. This is bad. You do not want to build a woodcutter right next to just one piece of forest, because obviously that's only going to provide you with 6 wood. If you do this over here, then you're going to get 36 wood, and that's obviously what we want. So we want as many of these as we can handle. Now bear in mind, there are 2 resources that you really want to know about, at least early on. That is resolve and morale. These have different uses. So resolve is used, as you can see by the tooltip there, is used to construct industrial, food, and city buildings. And certain technology research allows you to spend leftover resolve to gain bonuses. Then you also have morale here. Morale is used to construct walls, towers, traps, place, and move combat units. This is all to do with army stuff. You can increase morale you start with each turn by providing your people with milk, ale, and wine, because of course those are luxury goods, kind of thing. Yeah, so very, very cool in my opinion. Now, as you can see, the UI updates in real time whenever you place a building. So you can see here we actually started off with -3 wood every single turn, but now we're getting plus 105 wood because I've placed 3 woodcutters. Obviously, placing 3 woodcutters probably not the best idea. You probably want to get a couple of food-producing buildings and things like that, but obviously what we have to do is we have to establish some kind of supply chain. So I'm going to press space now. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. So these are all the different windows. I haven't actually gone into any of these other windows yet. The only thing I've actually used is the world map window because I want to show you the lords that you have available here. So this is us. This is us right here. And you can see your influence and your relation with all the other lords in the world. And they will be attacking you. Some of them will be attacking you, some won't. It very much depends. Now what you can do is you can send a delegation to some of these lords. The delegation ability has a cooldown of 2 turns and it has a cost of 50 honor. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be increasing the influence per turn by 2, which is really, really good, because once you get to a certain level of influence, you might be able to persuade some lesser lords to join you. Yes, you might be able to get them to become your vassal. Very, very cool, right? Yeah, I think that's very cool. Now, bear in mind, some of these guys are greater lords, and they are going to be insanely difficult to persuade to join you because you're going to have to besiege them. You're going to have to besiege them to be able to do that, which means you're going to have to declare war, which means you will have to attack them, and it's going to be rather dangerous to do so. I haven't actually done that successfully yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this guy right here. We're going to focus on him because he's already got +1. So we're going to try to get him to 30 as fast as possible. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to really help us, but hopefully it will. And otherwise, apart from that, I don't think there's anything else I can really create apart from a statue here. I guess I could create a statue, considering, yeah, you know, why not? Why not? Let's build a statue right next to our keep here. That's going to provide us with a little bit of honor. And we can also build some other things around it as well. Like houses and things like that, and that would maybe help us out a little bit. So let's go to the next turn. As you can see, we're now in turn 2, and now we get our resolve refreshed and we get our morale refreshed, and then we can create additional things. So what do we want to do? Well, we probably want to get some food, right? So we probably want to get some wheat first of all. So let's get some wheat. So let's go over here, get some wheat. We want to get a windmill. We're going to just place a windmill somewhere random. Doesn't really matter where it is. And then we're going to place some bread creating facility there as well, the bakery. Bread creating facility. Never would have thought that that would have been the descriptor that anyone would use to describe a bakery, but there you go. I did. So we otherwise have some traps as well, by the way, so you can actually create killing pits and rolling logs. You can even do the hoarding ability as well, which empowers units on this field. Empowered units take 1 less damage from ranged attacks, which is pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise, apart from that, I think we're pretty good. We're going to create a house now, if I can. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, so that's obviously going to... Is that actually going to provide us with more honor? I'm actually not entirely sure if that's going to provide us with more... Yes, it does. There we go. So it does provide us with more honor. That's very, very nice. And we also probably want to build an embassy. An embassy is very, very useful too, because that's going to provide us with a little bit of extra honor as time goes on. So let's build that right there. And we should probably get another wheat farm as well. There we go. There's another wheat farm. So there are a lot of different things that you can do. As you see here, for example, you can actually build a seaweed farm if you have water nearby to you, which we currently, well, kind of do. But yeah, you can, you know, take advantage of the water supplies in the area. So you can literally get fish from the water. You can create milk from... the dairy farm, you can turn that milk into cheese, so on and so on. So there's some very, very cool interactions with that. Now, we are obviously going to continue doing like this. The question is, we can technically create another statue here if we want to. It's going to get us some more honor. And as you can see, this guy now has, yeah, this guy right here now has +3. So he's going to continue at +3 for the foreseeable future. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to try... yeah, the question is, yeah, no, we're gonna try to persuade these lesser lords into potentially joining us, but we are going to have problems with the greater lords, because if they get to a certain low enough relation with you, they will declare war and they will start attacking you. Bear in mind, we have to survive until turn 30. Turn 30 is the thing, right? So we have to be a little bit careful on that. Now, if I can just do that, I will be very pleased. So let's have a look. Okay, so we've got decent flour. Yeah, let's create some more bread, shall we? There we go. Okay, yes, there we are. That's working out rather nicely. Not too bad. Okay, so let's see. What else do we want to go for? Well, we want to create the ability to get archers, and we also want to create walls, right? So we need to start harvesting some stone. So let's get some quarry. Let's get a quarry round about there, a quarry round about there. That's all I can currently do, unfortunately. There isn't anything else I can craft right now apart from some rolling logs and so on and so forth, which is not really necessary. We're getting 0 honor from our embassy at the moment because we need this guy to become our ally. And he becomes our ally, as far as I'm aware, at 30. I could be wrong about this, so just bear that in mind. I might actually be making a pretty big mistake here, but hopefully not. And we don't have enough honor to send another delegation out at the moment, which is rather unfortunate, but, you know, that's just how it goes. And we can actually create another one of these little houses here. I want to get some more peasants. More peasants equals more manpower, equals more troops and things like that as time goes on. So it's going to be very, very important for us. We probably also want to get, I would say, maybe another bakery. Really? Another bakery straight up? Yeah, I guess another bakery. Then we also probably need to get some more windmills. Yeah, some more windmills are definitely going to be useful here. So let's get another windmill right there. There we are. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Okay. So now that we've got that going, we probably want to get some more stone. I know that sounds, maybe sounds like a bit of overkill, but actually, you'll see, it's pretty important. It is pretty important. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start kind of cordoning off a little bit of the area here. It costs, ooh, maybe actually no. Maybe we're not going to do anything like that just yet, because the amount of stone it takes to create a regular wall is quite significant. And I would like to build stone walls. So you can technically build wooden walls if you want to do that. So if you want to go, you know, all out on woodcutters and stuff like that, then that is very much possible. You can, if you so desire. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start creating a Fletcher here. So if the Fletcher will create bows, and I want to try to go mass archers here. If we can actually do that, that's going to be significantly powerful for us, or at least I hope so. And we're just going to create a bunch of Fletchers right now. And we can even create a tower there. Do we want to, though? That's the question. Do we want to? See, now, a tower is very good. Oh, invulnerable structure. Wow, that takes 400 stone to be created. That is actually quite amazing. Shall we do that? Actually, you know what? I think we're actually going to do that. I think that's going to be insanely cool. Okay, what we're going to do, by the way, is we're going to start taxing our peasants a little bit. I'm only going to do that one turn, because that's going to reduce our happiness a little bit here. And so I'm only going to do that for one turn, and then we're going to lower it once again, because our happiness is immediately going low. So what you need to do, by the way, to get additional happiness is you need to get more food. So you need to get different kinds of food. Obviously, at the moment, we only have wheat, which turns obviously into flour, into bread, and that's obviously not very good, right? That's not very, you know, it's not very useful. So yeah, I think the best course of action is to get a couple of vegetables. And we probably want to... where's the forest? Yes, there we go, orchard. So we're going to get a little bit of fruit as well. That's going to be very, very important for us. And we're getting some Fletchers already, so that's wonderful. Every single turn we're getting 15 bows. Now, to create an archer party, you need 15 bows. So if you have 3 or 6 Fletchers, you're probably going to be able to create some really, really nice things immediately, very, very fast. So I very much appreciate that. Now, however, what I am actually going to do is I'm going to go for a round tower here, which is an invulnerable structure. And I am probably going to place it. I don't actually know where to place it, to be honest. This is going to be a bit of a problem situation. I guess somewhere around about here. Now, enemies can come from any direction, by the way. If you want to be a bit more defensive, then I'd recommend placing your castle somewhere like this, because enemies cannot come through mountains. But you have to remember that if you're here, right, you don't have any access to wheat, for example, because wheat is placed very much on purpose out here in the middle of nowhere. So you're going to have to be, you know, a little bit more defensive minded in that sense. So it's very, very, very risky. Okay, so let's have a look here. Wait a minute. Can only attack one enemy per turn, even on towers. It deals 2 stone damage. Yeah, well, that's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. We are going to be placing our archer up there. There we go. So our archer is going to be up there on the invulnerable tower and hopefully going to do a relatively good job. We also have the ability to create catapults now, so we could do that if we want to, but I am going to do this and we're just going to go here, try to get some more people on our side. We've got this guy at 26 now, which is really nice. Let's get this guy at 3 as well. We could also demand tribute, but that's not going to do anything. These guys all have much bigger armies than we do, so we're not going to do that right now. Do we want to create anything else? That's the question. Do we want to create more quarries for more stone? Do we need more stone? We're getting 144 every single turn. Do we want that? I don't think it's particularly necessary. I think more woodcutters are probably going to be the play. Actually, maybe. Yeah, let's get one more. And then what we're going to do is we'll probably try to get some meat from the forest tile here. So let's try and get some meat here. There we go. Let's get 2 meat. Let's see, what else can we go for? We could go for a dairy. Well, we could go for dairy. We could go for some dairy. That might actually make sense. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get 60 milk from over there. And bear in mind that cannot be created. It can't be turned into anything right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. We're just going to do like a little cheese place. And hopefully that's going to work. Hopefully it will. But we are gaining huge amounts, as you can see, huge amounts of happiness. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create some housing. And we're going to create the housing round our castle here. I'm basically just trying to make a bit of a buffer. Here we go. So now we have enemies coming at us. All right. So this is going to be... It's going to be a little bit difficult. It's going to be a little bit difficult. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a tower round about here. Yeah, round about there. And then we're going to create another tower around about here. And then we will place an archer on there. And an archer on there. And I'm hopeful because of the fact that towers, now you've seen what they do, right? They provide additional range, right? They provide additional range. And towers also get 2 additional attacks per turn to ranged units. So because I've placed 2 towers and a round tower, both of those provide additional attacks. Turrets only provide 1 additional attack. So it is extremely important, or at least I think so, extremely important for us to try and maximize this as much as possible. Now I am going to be creating more bows so that we can continue to spam archers. We want to try to spam archers as much as possible. So we are going to get... some more archers here. Let's get an archer around about here and there, and maybe another one there. I'm basically just trying to create as many as I can here, and then we're going to try to make some more Fletchers here as well. Can I create another? No, I do not have another for a tower yet. I will be able to destroy these people nearby though. This shouldn't be too bad. Let's create this other tower around about here if we can. Yep, there we go. And then we can put another archer on top of that. Bear in mind, you cannot summon units if they are too close to you. So you have to be a little bit premature in your decision making. You need to be a bit on the ball there. As you can see, we can now create this guy. And so he is now going to be our vassal. So he is our vassal there, as you can see. And this guy will be our vassal next turn, I believe. And we might be able to get... yeah, this guy... Let's try and get him, shall we? We need to sell him some stuff as well. There we go. That's going to get him some nice... That's going to get me some nice gold, actually. We could also try to get knowledge. The question is, I have not actually used the knowledge system at all, so we might be making a big mistake here. So let's have a look. Can we actually do something with this? 24 knowledge. This is pretty decent, actually. Oh, okay. Kind of surprising. Okay, so let's get a bunch of knowledge. I have no idea what that does. I really have no idea what that does. I've never done it before in my life, so let's actually see what's going to happen with that. Do we have anything else that we can do here? We can create a ballista if we want to. Deals 4 forged weapon damage, but can only attack ranged enemies. It's a mobile siege unit. Might be kind of cool. Let's build this roundabout here. Yeah, I don't have anything available yet with that. We are actually clearing enemies out really, really nicely here, though, so I don't think we really need to worry super badly. There's a trebuchet as well, by the way, so you can see that obviously that's a siege unit. Let's build the... Can I not put the ballista on top of that? I can't put the ballista on top of that, of course not. Yeah, no. Okay, fine. We're gonna have to build a bastion wall or something like that. Yeah, that does provide us with a little bit. So let's build that roundabout there. Then we can create the then we can put the ballista on that. There we go. So there's the ballista. Yeah. Okay. So far things are not looking super terrible. I'm trying to use as many of my peasants as I can right now. We are now maxed out actually in terms of our placements here. So we're gonna have to build some more huts for housing. There we go. Build this here and there and there and there. There we are. All right, wonderful. And then we can create some more archers. Let's put them probably around about here, I guess. I should really be building walls, by the way, but I'm kind of saving my stone for towers so that we can get additional attacks per turn, because that's, in my opinion, much more powerful. So for example, right now I can get a tower here and then we can actually do even more damage. At least that's the hope, right? That's the hope. So yeah, we're gonna do something like that. We can get another archer or two around here. Then we can actually start, let's see, let's get some more meat, I guess. There we go, more meat. Okay, so we have a lot of knowledge. So I have no idea, by the way. I've never used this before, so this is going to be this is actually hilarious how I've never used this before. Can you imagine? Okay, so let's have a look. When an enemy dies, all of your adjacent units with forged weapons heal 1 health. Well, that's actually very powerful. All non-cavalry units move 50% further through there. All units gain 4 additional sight. That's actually pretty insane. Can I get that? Yes, I can. Arrow damage deals 1 additional damage to enemies in steel armor. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Let's get that. All unarmored units are invisible to enemies with arrow or crossbow damage while in forest tiles. That's actually insane too. Yeah, let's do first aid. Sounds pretty fun. What else do we have here? Fortification, economy. Oh, dairy farm now also harvests from grass tiles. Wow, okay. Okay, chop provides 50% more resources. Stone quarry, yeah, well, I don't need stone quarry right now, but yeah, and we also have criminal stuff right here as well. Maritime, but yeah, there's nothing to do with that. All right, very cool, actually. Very cool that we have all of that available. Okay, so yeah, this is our vassal right here. Is he actually, is someone else actually trying to get him? No, I don't think so. Okay, what do we have here? We have this guy. Can we not get him yet? Apparently we can't get him yet for some reason. I'm actually not entirely sure. Okay, let's try and get this guy to be a little bit more on our side. Yeah, these fellows are all attacking us, and we could try to declare war against them. That's the question. We could try to do that, but the thing is, our victory condition is only to survive until 30 turns. So we shouldn't have too many issues with that, should we? I don't know. So far, we're seemingly doing quite nicely here. We are actually murdering them very well. I'm just going to continue summoning as many archers as possible. And this is obviously not... I mean, technically, this is kind of the way to play the game, but obviously you don't necessarily have to do it my way. You can decide on your own strategies. There are a number of different units you can use as well. For example, you can use spearmen, macemen, halberdiers, swordsmen, crossbowmen, lancers, and indeed there is even a galley, which is a naval unit. So you can also do that if you so desire, which is, in my opinion, very cool. I think that's very fun. So let's get some more wheat. Another windmill. Another bakery. And let's get... yeah... I can build another one of these. I can put an archer up there, I suppose. I guess that kind of makes sense to a certain degree. Let's just put some archers here while we can. There we go. And we're going to build another tower in a second as well. Let's build one round about there, I guess. I think that's probably going to be making quite a lot of sense. There we go. Generally, I'm just trying to get as many additional attacks as I can possibly handle. And that's pretty much my strategy for this. Obviously, it might not be the winning strategy. I mean, let's see, right? Let's see what happens. We've also got more knowledge available here, so we've got loads of knowledge, actually, so let's see what we can do. Every revealed field outside of the default keep vision grants 0.1 honor per turn. That's actually really nice. Hunt harvests, yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Let's do that. Delegation command increases influence with Lord by 10. That sounds great, too. Every idle peasant grows 2 gold. Consuming multiple food types grants 50% more happiness. Wow, that sounds fantastic, actually. My happiness should be insanely good. So much so that I should probably put on some taxes. There we go. We got some taxes now rolling in. So we can get a little bit of extra cash. Alright, so these guys are all at war against us. At least I think they might be. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's got 61 with us. We can send another delegation, but as you can see, he's actually being wooed by someone else as well. Yeah, we can actually raid these guys as well if we want to, technically. Let's try and get this guy a little bit more. As you can see, look at that. Massive influence gain right there. Very, very nice. We can actually buy some iron from him as well if we want to. That's another nice thing that you can do with gold. You can buy things from people. Yeah, no, do we actually want... Nah, we don't want to attack anyone. We could technically do that if we wanted to, and then if we did that to one of the greater lords, we would become, or should we say, we would have them as our vassal, and then they would help us out and stuff. So that would be... I think that would be pretty cool, actually, but yeah, obviously we're not going to do that right now. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll do some more... We'll do another dairy. Let's get a cheese press. Get 2 cheese presses. I have no idea. Where's my milk? Oh, it's being consumed instantaneously. That's crazy. Okay, I didn't even know that was the case. All right, so yeah, let's build another tower around about here. Another archer on top of that. Get some more archers out the front here, just in case. We got some people coming in from the side here. I think this side is a little bit weak. Is it? Is it a little bit weak? Yeah, maybe. Oh dear, if I die here, everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, you should have built some infantry, you idiot. Yes, you should have built some infantry, you absolute imbecile. Yeah, I know. I should definitely have built some infantry, but you know me, I generally like to do these weird gimmicky things, and for me personally, I find that a lot more fun, but you know, obviously, maybe it's not the best idea. You know, definitely not the best idea. Okay, so we can now do this. Build those. Kill them all. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that actually worked out really nicely, surprisingly enough. All right. Yeah, we can do something like this. Let's get... Let's get some more knowledge. Every idle peasant grows 2 gold. What's this? What's this? Vassals and puppets now pay 100% of their economy as gold per turn. That's crazy. Delegation command no longer has a global cooldown. Every lord has a separate delegation cooldown. That's actually extremely powerful. Let's go for that. I think what we should do is probably build some more knowledge generators. So let's get the apothecary. Let's get some more of that. Thank you very much. There we go. All right. Oh, they're actually killing all my stuff. Look at that. They're destroying all my stuff. That's not very nice of them, is it? Oh, dear. Okay, well, there's not much that they can do about it, to be honest. They are done. There's very little that they can do right now. Let's get an archer up there, shall we? Let's be a little bit audacious. A little bit audacious, never hurt anyone, apart from them, of course. Okay, so now we can literally do this, and now I have delegation that I can use almost all the time, which is crazy good. So we can literally do this if we want to. We can do this as well. Look at this. Look at how insane this is. Being able to do this on every single person. I mean, really? I could have done that very, very early on if I wanted to. All these guys, by the way, declared war against me, so that's the reason why it says excommunicate. Using your religious influence, you excommunicate this lord, decreasing their influence with all other lords by 20. Until the end of the game, they lose 2 influence per turn with every other lord, which is insanely good. By the way, I don't believe there's anything I can do here with... Can I? Oh, actually, wait. Can I do this? Oh, I think I can actually do this. Wait a minute. Is there a faith building that I've missed completely? I might have. So just bear that in mind. Yes, there we go. Okay. There are actually things like, for example, there's literally happiness generators as well. I didn't even know there were happiness generators. Yeah, that's just how it goes, isn't it? Yeah, that's just how it goes. Okay, so yeah, we can harvest from graves? What graves? I don't think I've lost any people, have I? I don't think I've lost any people, so yeah, oh, wait. If I actually create... Oh, for every adjacent grave. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, so there's faith there for you. So generally, if you want to get faith, and you want to get faith-based gameplay going, then you can do that. And that seems pretty fun, in my opinion. What's this guy? This is a melee unit of some kind. That's very interesting. We can tell this guy to go over there and attack that catapult. Can't we? Can we? No? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, we can. There we go. Okay, so now we can tell him to attack that. Can we? Yeah, I think... Yes, there we go. He actually attacked that. That's very nice. Okay, so yeah, we're at turn 29 now. It's highly, highly unlikely that these opponents will be able to... breach anything right now. Funnily enough, I am just going to show you the wall building in front of these guys, if I can. Yeah, there it is. Yes, that's all I had, unfortunately, available. I could build some palisades here, maybe? Yeah, a little... Okay, I've basically got... Yeah, they're too close, okay? They're too close to me right now, so I won't be able to really show you that easily. But we are now at turn 30. And... Well, that's it. There you go. That's it. Done. So now, technically, we can keep playing if we want to, because this is obviously just the demo. Just bear that in mind. It's just the demo. But, in my opinion, this game was such a surprise to me. I was extremely impressed, and I think it is super, super fun. The only thing I have obviously not tried to do is try to wage war against anyone else and try to take my forces over to them. But... I'm not sure if I could really do that on this map. So, yeah, very, very cool in my opinion. Super, super fun. I think it's a very small development team. I think it's maybe even just one person. I actually don't know about that, but yeah. I cannot wait, actually, for the full game. I cannot wait for the full game. I'm really hoping it's going to come out sometime soon. I'm not entirely sure when, but if you'd like to check it out yourself, add it to your Steam wishlist or anything like that, then there will be a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.